Hello students, already we have discussed about the sexual reproduction, and this is the last concept already we have done. So what are the three different events in the sexual reproduction? So today in this class we will study in detail about the events in sexual reproduction. Okay, so as we know, there are three events in sexual reproduction, that is pre-fertilization event, fertilization event, and post-fertilization event. Okay, so in pre-fertilization event, so there are two different sub events. So those are, one is gametogenesis and other is gamete transfer. Okay, as the name indicates, so gametogenesis, we call it as gamete production. Okay, so there will be production of gametes, we call it as gametogenesis, and it is specialized differently with respect to plants as well as animals. Okay, in plants the gametogenesis is of two types with respect to male reproductive system as well as female reproductive system. Okay, so in plants, with respect to plants, so gametogenesis, microsporogenesis, okay, that is production of microspore or our pollen grain. Okay, so next is megasporogenesis. So that is production of megaspore or that is female gametophyte, that is embryo sac. Okay, with respect to animals, these are of again two types, the gametogenesis. One is spermatogenesis, that is production of sperm, and oogenesis, that is production of egg, ovum, or sometimes it is written as ova. Okay, so this is what the gametogenesis. So in depth we are going to study separately these two, like all these events, okay, with respect to the second chapter and third chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants and human reproduction. We are going to study the chapters based on the events, pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization event. So this is what the gametogenesis, the event comes under pre-fertilization event, and the produced gametes are meant to transfer now, that we call it as gamete transfer. In plants it is by pollination. Okay, sometimes like bryophytes, algae and all, they need medium like water for the transportation. Henceforth one of the gametes are always motile. Okay, in humans also, the one of the gamete, the male gamete is always motile and the female gamete, that is egg, is always non-motile. Okay, so because they need to travel from the place of production to the place of fertilization, so hence they should there will be a process called gamete transfer. Okay, in the same way in animals it is called by insemination or by the phenomenon called as copulation. What happens? The male gamete always get transferred into the female reproductive tract for the next event, that is fertilization. Already we know once the gametes are produced, Okay. Once the gametes are produced, they fuse together. This fusion is also called as syngamy. Okay, and produce what? Zygote. Okay, now as we studied the gametogenesis, just imagine, okay, we know the gametes are always what? Haploid. When these haploid gametes, male and female gametes, fuse together, they form diploid structure called zygote. Okay, how this gametes are produced? Okay, these gametes are produced by gametogenesis, but how? Which division takes place? Just imagine, I am giving you such example. If me in a body, plant body or animal body, organism, if the parents are diploid, then how they produce the gametes? Gametes should be haploid, right? And so this is performed by the process or the division meiosis. When the plant body or animal body, the parental body are diploid, then only they can produce haploid gametes. Just imagine like some algae or some bryophytes, the plant body itself haploid. Okay, then how they form haploid gametes? By the division called as mitosis. Okay, we know mitosis is the equational division. They keep same number of chromosomes, set of chromosomes from the parents to the offsprings or the daughter cells. Here what they happen, it is also called as reductional division in plants. So this is what happens. Okay, gametes are produced now. It may be any kind, by meiosis or mitosis, based on the condition of the parental chromosomal set. Okay, gametes are formed now. Okay, so after gamete production, so what happens? Gametes get fused together to form a zygote, which is diploid. This we call it as fertilization event. And this fertilization event, based on the site of fertilization, they are classified into internal fertilization or external fertilization. If the fertilization, this event, fusion, if takes place inside the female body, okay, female body, then it is called as internal fertilization. Like humans, we can give an example, easy example, human beings. Okay, what is external? This fertilization, fusion takes place outside the body, female body. Okay, then it is called as external fertilization, outside and inside. Like frog, fishes, what happens? The fertilization will be in the outer medium, like water. What happens? The female comes and they lay eggs. Same time, okay, the male comes and they discharge their sperm. Okay, what happens? The sperm fuses with egg, that is outside the female body, that is within the external medium or environment. Okay, and one more thing about internal and external. The advantages of internal fertilization is the fertilization is happening within the female body, so they will get a good parental care for the developing embryo. But what happens, same thing doesn't happen in external fertilization. Hence they lay many thousands of eggs together, so that they have a they will be prone to the predators. Predators can anytime come and attack, or they eat those eggs. So because of that, they lay more eggs, so that after development, during the development, they grow their progeny. So this is some advantage and disadvantage of internal as well as external. About fertilization only, I would like to explain few things. Okay, this is not under post fertilization, under fertilization only. Sometimes even plants and even animals, they produce, or the production of fruits or the production of young ones are not actually by the fertilization. Sometimes, okay, what happens? Sometimes within these two gametes, the female gamete, without fertilizing the male gamete, they produce zygote. means the production of unguents, or in case of the production of fruits, okay, in plants without fertilization. These two are without fertilization. This process respectively in plants it is called as, sorry, not plants, animals, parthenogenesis, okay, production of unguents without fertilization, okay. And here in plants, parthenocarpy, production of fruit without fertilization, that is especially without any seeds, okay. So examples here, honeybee, that is some insects, lizard, okay, and parthenocarpy, the fruits without seeds, banana, we can give example. So this is what actually about the fertilization event, okay. Okay, as we know, these are the post-fertilization event. So in embryo development, in some animals there is oviparity, that is oviparous, that is they are called as egg laying animals, okay. Egg is covered by a calcareous shell, and those eggs are also called as cleidoic eggs, okay. Like example, some birds, lizards, what they do, the embryo development, some, like when there is no placental attachment, no, when such organism doesn't contains placenta, so they go for oviparity, okay. Some organisms, their embryo development, based on the embryo development, organisms are called as viviparous animals, like which give birth to directly unguents, okay. So this is what in the post fertilization event, okay. Already we know zygote is developed, by that embryo is developed by the means cell division and cell differentiation, okay. After that new organisms are formed, okay. So it may be by oviparous or by the viviparous. When it comes to the plants, we know ovule, they get developed into seeds, ovary get developed into fruits, and sometimes endosperm development also, okay. This is what the post fertilization event in plants as well as animals. So in the next class we are going to deal with the sexual reproduction in flowering plants in details, okay.